What's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Yes, sir. Welcome back, my friends. Good to see you all. Episode number 94. We have 6 episodes to go, and then we have the 100 episodes since the comeback. Absolutely incredible. How are you guys doing today? Feeling a little bit better. Okay, we're heading in the right direction. We're still not there, but we're doing our absolute best to keep you guys updated and in the loop. Once again, gold is in higher time of resistance and in support. We're going to talk about that as well here. We have to look at the lower time frame today, like literally the lower time frame, like the 1 minute and everything. It's going to be an interesting session. All right, looking forward to today. Let me see what the chat is doing. Ooh, what's up? Yo, Kaya Barret, my friend. Good morning. M2M Forex, good morning. Good to see you. Leon, how you doing, man? GMBS, hey, man. Gabriel, Ahmed, Brad, yes, sir. TC, good to see you. Fuji, hey, man. Orlando, I see. Snowfall, good morning, my friend. Hamza, good morning. How you doing? Georgelina. All right, man. Make it an epic time. And let's make it happen, my friends. Good to see you all. Let's get to work. Yes. Let's get to work.
So long. All that was missing, you.
Beautiful, my friends. Welcome back to a beautiful Tuesday or Monday, depending where you're at. Haha. For me, it's Tuesday already. Anyways, let's get to work. Let's talk about the current market right now and see where we are. Okay. Let's see what is happening here on the charts right now at this current moment here. Gold. Yes, we are still in that supply. Okay, we have not moved from it. We're still at it. We're still below it. However, there's one big layer, and that is that the 4 hours actually showing some significant more upside, actually super strong. Okay, you can actually see it right here. Every push to the upside created another breakout. Yesterday, we saw that breakout coming to fruition eventually during the New York session. What a super boring session it was throughout the day. But then New York came, and I was trading with the gold elite yesterday, and we were looking here and we're like, okay, we're not going to short this for sure. Too much absorption happening at the bottom, right? Buyers stepped in, sellers got trapped, and we broke out to the upside right there. So actually turned it into another long setup right here, okay? And now we're doing something very similar. Now we have another range that we have to look at. We're now breaking back further to the upside right now. This is where the volume comes in. So now it's actually extremely important to watch what happens here throughout the day as we're breaking out, okay? I love to see that we're breaking out, and we cannot say that we are relatively weak right now at this current moment, all right? We are not weak at all. We're pushing up higher and higher. We're breaking up higher. We're going for the highs, already taken out the highs, and now we're bouncing back again. So that is not weak. Point of control is sitting below. That low volume node was right there, okay? Look at that. We tapped into a low volume node right there from today. A little gap today, which is actually very nice as well. And this is where we call the, pretty much where we will see a further potential to the upside. What? I mean, this doesn't look weak at all, right? Also, if you look here on the hourly, then we actually have, yes, we do have some resistance there, but it's nothing too spectacular. Also, every seller that tried to squeeze in got wrecked pretty much, okay? Or sorry, every seller, yeah, pretty much every seller. We do have some serious resistance. Any breakout, any closure above this level right here, guys, I think simply will lead us to follow through. Yeah, just long continuations. I can't see anything besides that. There's nothing really stopping it. I know we're in supply, right, up here, but at the same time, we're also consistently creating that demand, and we're pushing up higher as well here. Look at that. Look at that reaction right there. We're consistently creating that same zone, also on the 4-hour time frame. So we're also getting respected from the bottom up, and we're turning upwards right now internally. So I don't really want to short this right now at all, okay? I don't look to short the current trend of gold. I prefer to long, even though we are in higher time for resistance. Sometimes you have to because of the internal structure being so strong, and also because of yesterday, right? Yesterday we had that huge fake move during the New York session, and then the breakout and the retest into, guess what? The point of control, right? The point of control of that range yesterday. If this Vicky chart loads, let me know. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Yeah, into the previous value area of the range. We retested it after we came back at it. We got respected at it, and now we're breaking up higher again. So I can't see this being weak, okay, at all. And I actually want to see if you can just look for the continuation now, predominantly on the lower time frame, and see if you can actually try to come up. What would cause a reversal? Break below yesterday's low volume node, which is right here, okay? Yesterday's low volume node is sitting right there. Back into the value area, we could target the point of control of yesterday, if that would be the case, but I highly doubt it. I mean, let's see what happens. But we have a low volume node there. We got respect at it. If you would break it, we will pull back. We might put it back to the point of control of yesterday at 43.94. But for now, we are bullish, right? And I think we should be only looking to long gold. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. Can we go long? Can we look for the confirmation here? And pretty much straight to the upside right there. Yeah? That is the overall thought process. Right now, we're facing a little bit of resistance. You can see this, okay? At this current moment, we are trying to break out because of this level on the order flow chart right there. Okay, you can kind of see this already right here. Okay, all those sellers. You see how flat that is yesterday? You can actually see that we can't seem to break this level. You see that? Whoop, right there. All right, a lot of sellers, buyers, sellers. There is some sort of iceberg order sitting there, which doesn't allow us to break and close above that. So any closure above that is a sick confirmation for longs, what you would say, okay? Yes, I would love to see how that goes. Okay, so what levels are we talking about? I think we're talking about just the structure that we are facing now. And actually the first real breakout trade, yeah? For longs, All right. Beautiful. Yeah, it's an actual real breakout trade, to be honest. Okay, do we have the closure? Almost. We wait for the 5 minute. We are in daily supply. Yeah, we are. We are in daily supply. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we are in daily supply. A lot of people think, oh, you're in daily supply, so you cannot, you have to only look for shorts. The problem with that is that when the market tries to break higher internally, it looks super strong. There are a lot of long opportunities still that can come to fruition. Okay, and unfortunately, that is just the reality. If the market does not want to go, right, we have those highs there. We have a lot of things there. Oh, sorry. We have those highs there. Right, we're moving deeper into that supply zone. And if the internal structure creates demand, tapping into supply, it only shows strength, right? It shows that that supply is not strong enough to develop that follow-through, to create that follow-through for us to potentially move down. So now we have that 4-hour demand zone. As long as we have that 4-hour demand zone, we can actually take that very, very serious. The dollar, okay, also got rejected at supply here. We couldn't break it. And we're also slowing down again. The dollar does not know what it wants to do, actually, at this current moment in time. Okay? But in order for us, we need to close above this green box. And then I think we can go and look from there. Okay? We have around, what, 4 minutes left for that 15-minute. Sorry, guys, my nose is still blocked. I'm still sick. So if you guys are, if I sound like a, if I sound a bit strange, you know where it comes from. Second day, third day. Well, what a suppression, but what a strength internally here. What a strength. Like, it does not want to break it. Right? I believe that in order for us to be bearish now, like rejected from daily supply, what really needs to happen here is we need to take out that demand right there. We need to break demand, okay? We need to break demand, pull back, and look for continuation shorts towards the lows right there. But if you can break those demand zone, I think that shorting is very, very risky at this current moment. Too much absorption right now taking place. Yeah. Too much. I think we should try to give this a long, man. This wants to squeeze, okay? I think we should just give this a shot, see where we can take this. We're above the point of control. This could shoot up, okay? It really wants to go. It really wants to push. The sellers are getting all absorbed right now. I think I want to give this a try, guys. All right? So, click. Long. All right? Yeah. Let's see if we can squeeze up right now. We streamed a little bit early on purpose. So we have potential follow through here. It really is absorbing all those sellers right now at the moment here. It does not want to break it. Or it does not want to push those sellers down. The sellers that went short here all got stuck. So if we can close above them eventually as well, that would be amazing. Let's see if we can do that. 58 seconds for that closure as well. Gold does not want to stop, huh? It doesn't want to stop. It's moving deeper into that resistance, but it on the 4-hour time frame, it creates a demand. It does not want to stop. Closure. All right. Yeah, so we closed above it right there. You could already see it coming. If you looked at the order flow, you could see that absorption here. First real closure above, okay? First real closure above that high. We're above the VWAP now, okay? We closed above the VWAP. We have all the sellers sitting right below that, so I hope we can stay above this. And the buyers now are willing to follow through now that those sellers got absorbed. We have zone 1 and we have zone 2. We don't want to fall back into this and close below this again. There we go. We also have the very high right now sitting right here. Okay. On the futures chart, it's sitting actually right there. We broke out of the value area of today. Just look at the futures chart real quick as well to just have that slight comparison. Where would your stop loss be? I think below that low volume node right there. Which is sitting at around 16? 16, yeah. Around 16, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, around 16. Kind of respecting it right now, right? We're above the point of control. We tapped into that low volume node. We're above the VWAP. We closed above that resistance. And there's a lot of absorption of sellers right here. And this is exactly the zone that we want to in, but we want to flip. We want to see the follow through now that we closed above this. What is the target we were looking for? I was looking at the 4435. Okay. The 4435 is a level that I've been watching already for a while, which is actually this area right here. Okay. I remember us getting rejected at that level right there quite strongly beforehand on the order flow. So that's the level that I'm watching very carefully, the 35. You know, that's actually a short scalp that we're looking for target. We're looking to target right there. And we're already pushing. We're flipping that candle right now. So let's see if we can follow through with it. Okay. Let's see if we can actually follow through with this right now at the moment. $35. $35, and then we have 40. Gonna set it at 40 first, by the way, and then we'll see from there. Because you do want to get, we do want to see if we can squeeze higher towards these, yeah, towards those same highs again. Connie, yo Lorenzo, I had a hard workout today. I'm heading to bed. Have a good night, my friend. You too, man. God bless, man. Have a good night. My trainer view is actually super slow. I don't know why. Maybe it's better now. Let's see. Let's see. Vicky, 4435 buying. Okay. You're buying at 4435? Don't take so much cocaine, bro. Well, I live in Bali, so that's like out of the picture here. You know, if you, you know, you don't want to do that here in Bali, that's for sure. You don't want to do that anywhere, but especially not in Bali. All right, breakout to fair value as well on this chart. Valuation is creating a little bit of a divergence, so this will not be a big trade. All right, it will not be a trade. It will just be a quick scalp, I guess. Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to see, right? We wanted to see this. Tapping into those sellers, right? And now flipping bullish and more sellers entering, but the candle not flipping bearish, right? So that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see an absorption of sellers in real time taking place right here, okay? And it's happening in real time. That's so much resistance, my friend. So much resistance. but also a lot of absorption as well. We all know that the gold can go and do whatever it wants to do. If it's strong, it's strong. Yeah. Ooh. And we're out. Okay, that didn't really work, right? Sorry, didn't really work. We didn't got the follow through that we wanted here, unfortunately. Especially in moments like these, what we want to see is we want to see like a big squeeze to the upside, right? When you close above this, you don't want to see a lot of forced buying and then a big dump. So, I don't know, man. That's just no follow through. We gave it a shot though, but no follow through at all. No follow through. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if we can hold again, if we can pull back to the same level. Maybe the fair value right now and then see again. Give it another try. But see if we can pull back into this area and see if buyers are willing to step in there. But it was definitely worth it, because if you don't take these setups, you miss out. You can potentially miss out on these huge squeezes to the upside. They're targeting these highs there. And yeah, we didn't want to miss out on that, right? So regardless, it was worth a shot to see if we could do that. But we're already operating in, of course, that resistance. So you know that if you're trying to squeeze along in there, you can't be too loose with your management, because you're gonna target those highs, and those highs are already getting rejected at higher type of resistance right there. So you know you don't have that much room for error in that case. Sorry for that, guys. My throat. Yeah. But anyways, we are above the fair value. Okay, we broke out. We tapped into the low vibe node. So overall, if we can manage a pullback and respect it one more time, it's worth giving it a try, right? It's worth looking at gold and seeing what it can do. But I would not be here and holding on to my trade, especially at the top. Overall, market has been relatively slow, right? Like we could see this yesterday too. Yesterday, we ended up in a huge range for a long period of time. Okay. The only trade that I actually got two trades yesterday. We got one at the bottom here. We traded it to the highs. And the other trade was the break above this high and the retest of the fair value for a breakout. So two trades yesterday. which was very good actually, because it immediately recovered our account completely, right? We had that back-to-back, or we had that loss on a Friday, immediately recovered yesterday, immediately. Yeah, right now at the moment, also another reason why we have to be a bit careful, why we had to get out the trade, was just because the fact that we have that divergence right now taking place. Okay, so you could see that the market was trying to squeeze higher, but it couldn't. Okay. Wow. Peak says you can make more money by simply buying and holding for a day or two. Yeah, but not on this level. Not on this level right now at the moment. We are still at that major level that we were looking at. We see a lot of absorption right now. We're testing the VWAP right now again. But yeah, as you guys can see, if there's no follow through, there's no follow through, especially in Asia. You know, Asia tends to be running very clean, right? So around this time, when we saw that push, when you create a breakout, you want to see some follow through. But it was at least worth a try. Like, we're not going to sit there and try to avoid a setup that makes sense. When you see that closure, right? We saw that volume, we saw that closure. So it was worth a try. I mean, definitely try to just get in and get out if it doesn't work out. But we know that we had some room for it to manage well. We know that with that absorption taking place, we had some room for error. But the moment you see that big push down again, like you see here, yeah, that's kind of the moment where you know already by default, okay, I need to be more careful now. No need to force it right here, right? So just trying to squeeze in a trade, but manage it aggressively because you're in higher time frame resistance. Where's your girlfriend? She's sleeping. Okay. Yeah, let's look at futures as well real quick, because the futures chart looks actually much cleaner. I would love to see right now the fair value getting tested. okay, which is right here. It says box. And see if you can get down here and try to get into the fair value. Overall, the hourly candle is going to close in 10 minutes. So regardless for any new setup, right? Any new trade right now, the hourly candle needs to close first as well. We have to wait for that hourly closure, and preferably we need to close above this box, this red zone. Okay. And I think that hourly closure is going to help us understand if this is a fake move, if this was a fake breakout today, or not. So let's see. Overall, the overall market conditions right now, I have to say, like inside of this range, right? Inside of this area, it is pretty messy here. Okay, we cannot acknowledge the fact that it's pretty messy inside of this area right there. Okay, especially in this range, right there. Okay, we came out of this here, but inside of this area, it's pretty messy. There are some good trades there. I mean, yesterday were two good examples in New York, later on, and in the Asia session early morning. But for the rest, I mean, it's pretty choppy overall. So yeah, let's wait for that hourly closure now. Let's see if we can have some momentum here after that closure, and see if we could test the fair value. I mean, we gave it a shot. Oh, we gave it a try. You gotta love the elevator music in the morning, right? There we go. Yeah, a little bit of a divergence right now. Okay. We are slowing down a little bit. You can see it right here on the price, right? We create higher highs and lower lows on the stealth valuation index against the dollar. Okay. So we have, let me see if we can put it on the DVC chart. Yes. Yeah, we're getting a bit, we're probably going to move down a bit lower. So let's see where the hourly candle closes. Are you looking at the current day? Yes, we're looking at the current day and how it's moving. You can see we're trying to already break below the point of control now. On spot, on futures, I think it's not there yet. Maybe it is now. No. So we're still testing the very high here. Oh, there we go. You see? Now it has shifted. Now it has shifted. You see that? Now it has shifted completely. So yeah, that changes a little bit, right? That changes how we should look at it. Very similar to yesterday, actually, guys, to be honest. We saw this move up. And, you know, we're looking for that follow through, the retest and that follow through. But then we started to range. And we came back into some sort of range. Yeah. We came back into that zone and we kind of never left it all the way until New York. And then the trade came. Actually, this was a really good setup. 200 pip move. It was not even like a really big trade, but a 200 pip move right there. Yeah, that was actually very clean with high win rate, a high win rate setup. Yeah, let's go back to the gold chart. Point of control is now where we are at. We have that use low volume node below. Hourly closure is in 3 minutes though. We're waiting for that one. I mean, we can't call this weak, right? We can't call this a weak hourly candle, that's for sure. What made gold move yesterday that much during New York? I think it was just a sweeper, I really think it was just a sweeper, right? Just a clear CME trade. One of our favorite setups, okay? If you haven't heard of the CME trade, of course, it's one of my favorites by far. It's the range, right? It is the manipulation. Initially, you're looking to sell it because it made sense to sell here. But then you see in the order flow that all those sellers are getting trapped and you're like, nope, let's not sell here. Then price broke above the fair value, but the value high. And then it was a buy. It was a buy there and it was another buy in the retest again. You had these two setups right there. They're causing to break out. I only took one of them. I think I bought at 4413. Exit at 4424. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that was actually kind of a clean move here. It was very nice. Today though we have the current day. Hourly closure in 1.5 minutes. I think we can close above it though. So it doesn't look weak yet, right? It doesn't look weak yet. So this account is not a stream account anymore because you take it trades off stream. No, it is a stream account. It is a stream account, but I took this according to the analysis of the elite, the gold hybrid trading elite group. Hourly closure. "20 seconds. Yeah, we're finally seeing a bit of a spike right now. Of course, the volume is coming in later today at 9. Every time when I was looking to enter the market, and I streamed at like 8:30, right? The market came in, and then the volume already happened, right? The move already happened. Wow, look at that reversal though. It's a mess today, fam. It is a mess today. It is a mess. Look at that candle. Keep in mind, we did close above those buyers, though. We did close above those sellers. Not buyers, sorry, sellers. We did close above them. So that means the chance of it going higher is still bigger, even though it looks like a mess right now. But it is a mess. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that's why we got in and we got out. And the thing about this is as well here, you know, Asia can be super clean, but it can also be super messy. And you just gotta be lucky for the day, right? If you get into those trades of what is it going to be today? Is it gonna be early? Also, it's also very unpredictable with volume, okay? Because of the fact that sometimes the volume comes in an hour before the Asian open, so like at like 7:45 at 8, and then it stops, it dies out. And other times it comes at 9, like right now, right? So you never also know when the volume kicks in. So the best thing to do is just to stream earlier every time and just watch both, not both, right? Watch it at 8 and watch it at 9. And watch them both. Yeah, we are now back at the fair value. We're back at the fair value high. Silvio says it is not a mess. It's taking stops above, and after that, it's gonna go bearish. Okay, well, let's see what happens, my friend. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We created another 4-hour demand zone right now. After creating another 4-hour demand zone right there. So we're holding that support quite well. I must say, we're creating demand after demand. So we're constantly feeling that upside pressure inside of that demand zone. That's the only, or supply zone. So it will be a tough one to break, a tough cookie to crack if he will come down here. I actually think there's a bigger chance we're going to go for the highs here, to be honest. I still think that. I think that's definitely possible. We are at 12-hour resistance, yes. Not just 12-hour, we're at daily too. We're daily supply as well. But this is what happens, right? You have that daily supply zone, and then in that daily supply zone, these 4-hour demand zones are gonna get created and are getting respected. So it's like it's trying to just move deeper and deeper and deeper into that larger, higher time frame resistance. So what are you gonna do, right? You're gonna look for shorts because of your higher time frame resistance, or you're gonna look for longs because of that constant 4-hour demand that's getting created inside of this momentum that we're seeing now. Right? So that's why you're kind of in a dubio, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna wait for price to react from higher time frame resistance. You might have to wait a long time because it has to then break that support and pull back, etc., right? Or you keep trying to trade with the momentum inside of that higher time frame resistance until you get some sort of invalidation. Okay. And then once you are invalidated, right, then start looking for shorts again. Yeah, volatility is nuts today, that's for sure. I think when we entered the trade, I think it was still doable. But look at this right now. Oh my God. What is that? What kind of ping pong is this? Barcoding, yes. Laserton, my gut is telling me to short so much right now, but that's not any kind of indicator. Okay. Yeah, we have these two major demand zones still sitting there. And we're above the fair value right now, I think. Or we're in it. We're back in it. Okay, we're getting accepted in it. It's true. Yeah, so if we look at, simply at the order flow right now, right? If you start breaking below this area, below this previous hourly candle, or we close below the VWAP, right? Where all the sellers got met initially, right? I think it was right here, right? Yeah. I think that will give us a big indication that we're shifting the momentum. But for now, Okay. Every time we tend to break below the point of control, we get straight up respected. Straight up respected again. Look at that. We're just holding up into it right now again. And yeah, we're pretty much in that high right now. The question is, does it want to sweep those highs first before it will come down? Let's move the divine profile up a bit to the current price. And yeah. Sellers are coming in. Let's stick on a 15 for now. Entry, please. No entry for me at the moment, though. Hope you understand why. Look at this market. We entered at 29 before. We're now at 29 or 30. We're at pretty much there. We're pretty much where we started. But that was yeah. Pretty much where we started before we went out. Lorenzo, what's your take on where the line is between gambling addiction and simply sticking to the process? That's a very good question, Jason. Yeah, well, you can clearly tell when it's no longer related to the process, when you don't really care about the process, where you just want to enter just because of the sake of it, right? Or if you can't find a trade, that you will find a trade no matter what. All those characteristics of I don't know, gambling, right? Not calculating your prediction, your probabilities, not knowing that you're doing something of which you believe has some certainty to it, or certainty where the probability is in your favor. Right, Lorenzo, I entered long at 4413, took half TP at 4425, holding rest with stop loss at 4426. Okay, which is anything different? You entered at 1.3? When did you enter it? Um, 26. 26 is something that's pretty reachable. So you pretty much throw to your stop loss. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that doesn't look like a clean session. It was worth a try, in my opinion, for longs here. All right, but if we didn't get the follow through, we didn't get the follow through, then it is what it is right there, my friends. All right. The thing is with shorting here, I think it's just freaking tricky to short here because we have those freaking demand zones sitting there. Those highs are not even taken out. Okay, none of the highs are taken out here. Okay, zero. We have 4-hour demand sitting right there. Okay, we just created it. We had that aggressive candle. I mean, this is not really the strongest 4-hour demand because this is not an expansion, right? So we can't really call this strong 4-hour demand, to be honest. But yeah, we are still holding that structure very well. And it does not necessarily look weak if you look here at the order flow either, right? So there's not like I would not call this like a reversal setup or something like that I would be willing to trade right now, okay? At the same time, for longs, the long that we had was the long that we had. I think we took the shot, we took the long setup at the exact moment we should have taken it to try to, since we started the stream here, and it was right there. That was pretty much there. Oh, pretty much right there. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you guys can see it right there. Pretty much right there, right? When we broke out of that initial, that initial breakout pretty much. But I'm happy that we didn't hold on to the trade if you don't see the follow through here, you know? Let's look at yesterday's profile again, because we will find a level at the very high. Yeah, we still have one more zone, okay, and that is sitting right here. It is a bit lower, but it's pretty much the area where we bounced from already in the morning today, and that is that low volume node. It's sitting lower if we do get down there, but then it depends on how the value area shifts today. Should I close my long? Well, it depends where you entered from. It depends where you entered. If you entered where we entered, we pretty much closed it immediately when price came back. Because you know that when you see these breakouts, you know that you want to see the follow through. The goal is to squeeze towards these highs, right? To like squeeze towards those structures immediately, and not to struggle. When you see it struggling like that, you know that it's going to be either a choppy session or it's not going to be worth it holding on to the trade. Overall, if you guys understand the system right and the way we trade, well, the only thing that I care about is capital preservation and making money by the end of the month, and most importantly, growing an account. That's what I care about. I care about growing account. I care about getting in and out at the right moments, not being too greedy at the right moments, making sure that my management is on point at the right moments. I still fuck up now and then. Friday was a good example. But also, if I just, I've proven to myself so many times that I'm not really worried. Like, okay, I mess up one day, but that's just my mistake. But I know out of my system and everything that we have been doing for so long right now that it's just a matter of time before the account is higher again. And it's like you build back, and we built the account back in like one day, immediately. So it's just having that real confidence, right? That real belief into your system that you know, okay, no matter the situation, no matter the market conditions, it's just a matter of time. The only thing that I have to do personally is to show up, okay, on a daily basis, to be there and to do my best to just be sharp and not fuck up. That's pretty much the most important layer from my perspective. Not make stupid mistakes. Right? As long as I don't make stupid mistakes, the account will grow. Okay? That's it. Because the whole system is proven, the whole process we're doing is proven. It's just, am I willing to show up every day? And are there any things outside of trading that could influence me? Like my personal life, or whatever, right? Additional layers outside of the streams, things like that. As long as we're doing that, it's just a matter of showing up every day and trying to see what you can get and keep following up with that same process. And not make these stupid mistakes where you have that one trade where you're stuck in drawdown for no reason, you know, something you could have easily avoided, and just not get yourself in those type of situations, right? As long as you can do that and you have a good system for it, you're gonna do well. What was your starting balance in this account? Well, this is the account for the streams, right? Around 5K, 5.5, almost 6K. We're now back again where we came from, pretty much 21.5, a bit higher. So what? That's like a 4x. So yeah, I just need to make sure that I don't mess up. That's it. Don't mess up. And when I say mess up, I'm not saying you cannot lose trades. No, I'm saying you can't mess up. You can't make a really stupid decision. Because losing trades are obviously part of the game. You can't control that, right? You know that the outcome of trading is always going to be probability. When you have a job, you have certainty, right? You go to your 9 to 5, you go to your job, you get your salary. That's a certainty, right? We've been trained to believe in certainty. That's not what this game is about. So if you want to become a trader, you have to accept the uncertainty. But that doesn't mean that you can make a shit ton of money if you do things correctly. How much are you looking? How much do you risk per trade? That's a good question. So as you can see here, right? Now I'm at a stage where I'm reducing my risk a little bit. Do you see that? So I had a lot of one lot trades right here. Had a lot of one lot trades right here, right? A lot of one lot trades. And in this current moment, you can see right here below that it's actually going now a little bit to the 0.5 lots. You see that? 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, right? And the main reason why I did that is because of the fact that the market is in a different type of condition, which you can tell, okay? The market is in a little bit of a different type of condition where I know from experience that it's just by default better to just lower my risk inside of this. You could say inside of this box right here. Okay, if we manage to get out of this box, all right, and we have some cleaner structure, I'm back to the one lot trades, pretty much. Okay, but I can tell that it's better now to manage my risk and to go for the, you know, the scalps, to get in, to get out, the setups, more scalping based as well, and you know, get into the trades unless it's a trade with real high conviction inside of it. Like yesterday, for example. Yesterday was a trade that I took right here, which was this setup right here, right, where we had the range, the manipulation, and the breakout to the upside. So we decided to go long around there. Well, to me, that is like a high probability setup out of nowhere after a manipulation or a range the whole day. And for me, that's a setup that I know very well. So that's a setup that I'm willing then to risk, let's say, one lot at, right? So you can see here, that was actually that one lot setup right there as well, right? But for the rest, I'm keeping my risk slightly lower until we're proven otherwise, unless I see a setup that I'm like, yes, that's a setup I know, I trust, even in this market condition, okay? And this is pretty much what we call the CME play right here. In our book, you go to volume analysis, you go to fixed volume profile, and you look at this setup. You see that? Right there. And you use the volume profile, you use the fair value of that setup right there. So you wait for price to break out of it, to manipulate first to the downside or to the upside. You have the fair value, okay? And then out of the fair value, you have the retest, right? Or the closure above that. So you can look for the setups right around there, right? It's actually very nice. You can see that it's exactly in the book. And if I see something like that, that's that clean, I mean, obviously I have to risk it, right? I have to risk it for the biscuit right there, okay? So you can see how that actually was coming to fruition right there and right there when we close back above that right here as well. So it depends. So if you ask the question, how much do you risk? When I see probability that I like now, I'm under this account, it's 1 lot. If I'm in a condition where I'm more into scalping mode and I see, okay, we're playing with the fair value of the day, right? And we're breaking out half risk, okay? Half risk, right there. Yeah. But that's a textbook setup, man. That's absolute textbook. But one thing is for certain, once the price actually starts to break out, either we break above that supply zone right here, right? We actually break that supply on the daily, and we just do something like this. All right, and we break out of that supply. I think we're gonna continue to break higher quite aggressively. I think we're gonna see something like this, where we just continuously break out. We'll target the highs, but if this breaks down this time, and we actually do break down, okay? Yeah, then we have to probably come down to test that big accumulation that we saw, okay? And that allows us to go and get a lot of cleaner setups. So this will be a place where a lot of cleaner setups will come to fruition as well. And inside of this area, we have to be very sharp, okay? You can only take the textbook setups or the cleaner trades. So if you think, oh wow, why has the market been a bit complicated? Well, that's what happens when you are in higher time frame resistance, right? But the trend is bullish, as you can see right here. And you don't want to break the resistance, but the trend is still bullish. Now, where do you put your money? Index, gold, cash, or what? Yes, spot. Meta 35, my friends. I did trade some futures before, but I asked you guys the question, like, what do you guys trade? And literally like 95% of you guys traded like CFD. So I was like, okay, all right, CFD it is. It's easier, right? Easier to follow. Easier to follow. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. This is why it's always a phase. You have these phases where the market is doing like this. You have to just maintain. The only thing that you have to do is you have to trade less. Don't fuck up. And when I say don't fuck up, don't make these stupid mistakes. Manage your risk well, okay? And take advantage of the moments where the market is in momentum. So when the market is actually breaking out of a range and you have a huge breakdown, or you have a big bounce at the bottom, right? Or whatever the case may be that aligns with the trend or whatever. And you look for longs again, right? Something like that. But Look at those extremes and pay attention to those extremes. Extremes at the top, extremes at the bottom, right? What happens when you sweep the highs? What does the market do? What happens when you sweep the lows? What does the market do? And then in the middle, don't mess up. Just don't mess up. And you will do well. Brother, does a Forex strategy work for gold? I mean, it depends what? I mean, the gold hybrid trading system, the system that we have and that we teach the guys in the elite, it's only been tested on gold. It's only been tested on gold. We have not been using this on any other asset than gold. And I personally think that you don't have to. I personally believe that gold is an amazing asset. An amazing asset if you know how to trade it correctly. Brother, please take any trade. Yeah, we took a trade already. We didn't go what we wanted right now. Now we're leaving the fair value and we're pulling back into the previous daily range. So like I said, the level that we're watching now is this zone right here. Pretty much this area again. Look at the order flow right now. You can see that we're breaking back down below that area. So it's good that we got out. Market could not push higher. It was exhausted. Also, the divergence that we talked about played out, right? It pretty much played out. Lower lows and higher highs. Yeah, we have the very high here. We also have that low volume node here. I think this is something to watch right now, right? This area. I wish we could take out at least if we want to break down hard, we need to just take out that demand zone right here. We need to take out that low here. Until then, let's see if yesterday's part of control can hold or yesterday's very high will hold. True detective, we haven't reached stop loss yet. It is at 4416. Yeah, but we got out already way before that, my friend. Okay. We don't need to always hold on to trades, you know that. No need to hold on to trades if they don't play out, right? Why don't you analyze at MT5 volume profile? We need the volume profile. Yeah, we're starting to leave the fair value now again on the other side after failing the top. So the market is shifting a little bit here. You do have to take into account that you have this this huge gap sitting right there below. So every short here is pretty much counter. It's a counter setup. Truth Detective says there was no time to set break even. What do you mean there was no time to set break even? Look at the 1 minute, bro. How long have we stayed? This is where I exited, all right? This is where I exited. Do you see that? This is where I exited. The red, that red thing that right. Do you see that line here? Okay, that's where I exited. Do you see what happened after that? It came up even higher. Much higher. What I mean, you cannot put your stop loss and break even. Don't try to hold on, man. That's it. Sometimes it's not worth it. We came as high as, even after we exited already, we came as high as 36, 35. Yeah, we're losing momentum here, fam. Gold is losing the momentum here. Now the fact that we're breaking and leaving that fair value to the downside, okay? We kind of have completely shifted the overall distribution of volume. Yeah, and this is where shorts become, again, if we're in that scalping territory, like we are right here, you haven't shifted it yet on the futures chart, but if you do that and you break down, the chances of us trying to come back down and go for some lows here, yeah, it seems to be more likely now, okay? And targeting those lows, getting back to that range. So if we can leave this area with some volume here, and this is the fake out, and we leave the fair value on the other side, we might indeed end up taking a short against the long that we initially took. And just take it back down towards at least the lows and try to get another scalp in. Also not a massive scalp, but again, it is like a 100 pip move. But only when you break below the fair value here. Because that allows us to trade back, I think, inside of the low volume node. Yeah, exactly. So let's see if we can leave this on futures as well. We already left it on spot, but on futures it would be nice if we do the same thing. And then we can target, let's say, yeah, at least the lows. The daily lows. So we'll probably give it one more shot now. We're below the VWAP, we faked out, we're below the VWAP now. We can use the higher time frame supply, right, as our main indication now, but now we have the lower time frame giving us an indication too. We're leaving fair value. So this is where the breakouts are the most likely. From a probability standpoint, instead of trying to predict this, I prefer to get that confirmation here and then target it, because the probability is twice as high. So let's see. Three minutes for this closure, and then we'll we'll see if I can get into that short towards the downside here. Not higher. Yeah. So we left it right there. We tried at this range. We tried to enter here. Didn't have to follow through, so it's fine. We managed to trade good. Now it's about, okay, we break below the fair value of today. And can we close below it? All right, very good. It's probably something like this. Well, let's see. We're below the VWAP now. We're breaking out of the fair value now. We faked out to the upside. Hopefully we get the pullback for it. But this will be the first closure outside of fair value right now. Hope we can, yeah, let's see if we can react from that low volume node, tap into fair value, respect fair value, and sell off. Right? Something like that. We have that closure now. Very, very bearish, by the way. Love the top here. Love how we sweep the highs now and later on and reversed. That's a beautiful thing, right? Like you can get into longs, you can try to squeeze it. If there is no follow through, you get out and you observe, and now it breaks down to the other direction. Now we're leaving that fair value right there. The 35 level was the top, yeah. Exactly, we went to the 35 level. We reached it indeed. We did reach it. Wow, what a move right now. Wow. Jason, why are you afraid of the London manipulation but not the Asian manipulation? Because Asia is, we're here like on the screen. Okay, London is like when the session actually shifts completely. But this is just about management, right? Not that difficult right here to manage the trade. If you see that it breaks out and there is no follow through, then there's no reason for us to hold on to the trade. Okay, the main reason why I decided to look for longs here was just pretty straightforward, because we did break out. Some of those highs were taken out. We said, okay, 35 is a reasonable target. And you know gold can just pump, right? Gold can follow through. If you don't get into those trades here, and it can just squeeze higher and you miss out on the whole move. In this case, it did decide to do it the other way around though. So we had to manage the trade. Now broke below the fair value here. Okay, back inside of the fair value. I think we're here. Yeah, I think we're back. We're back at initially where we came from yesterday. Brian says, I think this was a simple entry zone since Mark hit 2 strong supply zones. If you always complicate things, you'll never get into a trade. I heard this a lot, right? Oh, you overcomplicate everything, so like this and that. But I mean, as long as I'm making money, like I don't know what my problem. For me personally, that's enough for me, right? If I'm making money, that for me it's okay. I'm doing fine, exactly the way it's supposed to be, right? My system works the way we have developed the system works. So yeah, it sounds boring to some people, right? Because these people are just chasing every trade. But these are also people that are not profitable in the long term, right? And they look at every individual setup, every individual trade, and they say, oh yeah, you missed out because we broke out to the upside. You missed out on this large big candle, right? This big dildo. Well, guess what? This is exactly why people fail. All right, because they just do whatever, right? They want to keep it simple. They just want to look at, oh, it's a high, and then we're going to take the stop loss, and then we're going to move down. If it was that easy, okay, then everyone here will be killing it right now. All right, everyone here will be making a shit ton of money consistently, not just once, not just one trade or 2 trades, no, consistently. So in order to get there, like to that consistency, you need to have some sort of process that allows you to get into those setups, which allow us to become consistent. Yeah. We know when we have to be aggressive, and we know when we cannot be aggressive. Even though we took longs there, we still went in aggressive. Like, we had a confirmation. It could have squeezed to the upside according to what we saw in the market. Look at the order flow right there. Could have squeezed. And we had an amazing setup. Now we managed to trade. It did break down. Now the simple truth is that we are back at a low volume node. Okay. Right here. So we're going to find some support right now, and that this could be a bounce at this current moment back towards that fair value. All right, and if the intention of the market is right now to push price lower, right, and actually pushing price further down, then we'll have to probably test fair value at some point. And I think we can get a really good setup there. Yeah. So I think there are a lot of opportunities still in the market. We just have to be patient for it and let price develop and do its thing and get to that point where we could say, okay, this was a good confirmation that the market is shifting. Let's take advantage of that, right? Because how many times, right? And this is also another layer. Yes, you're in higher time of resistance, but how many times does price to decide to go for this previous highs right there, right? How many times does it continuously try to squeeze out the last high, the final high before the reversal? What do you do when you missed many opportunities? First is we need to define what an opportunity is. Because if we can't define an opportunity, then what is it really, right? Is it really an opportunity? That's already a question. If I miss out on a certain setup, that I know that is actually a setup that I would take all day long, every time when I see it, I would take it, and I miss it, I miss out on an opportunity, right? New tunes go hard, bro. Love the playlist. Yeah, we have to update though. We have a couple more things. We have a couple more layers that we have to do. I have to add on a couple more songs to it. Hey, just trying to predict a high or low is low probability going to kill you in the long run. You have to let the market show its intentions. That is where the volume profile helps and gives you the potential setups. You nailed it, my friend. You nailed it. You nailed it. For me, I'm not saying that the volume profile changed everything, because without the system, I mean, nothing can work, right? But for me, it has changed my trading forever. Like, it made me profitable. It made me allow myself to, you know, change my life pretty much. Really changed my life. And I'm very grateful for that, man. Very grateful for the fact that I was willing to go through the hard times for so long. And maybe because of the hard times, I know what I'm looking for now in the market. Right? Because I have experienced so many like hardships that I know now. This is what I want to see. This is what I don't want to see. Right? This is what I want to do. And the reality is, even when I do all of that, I can still be wrong sometimes. So you gotta love the game. What is your goal with this account? I mean, my goal is to prove, okay, myself that I can grow this account from 5 to 100K, where 99.9% of all the trades are taken live on stream. If I can do that, then my goal is accomplished. I think I've accomplished my biggest goal on this channel now, I would say. Taking an account from 5 to 100K up and literally following up with all the rules according to my system, right, which is the gold hybrid trading system. And exactly that, right, taking every layer, following a real process that has been tested, that I've been using, that is just the exact way I will determine my entries, my setups and stuff. If I can prove that, I think I've done everything I wanted to do on YouTube. I really believe that. And I'm talking about good risk management. I'm not talking about going ham on a trade, trying to quickly scale to like 100K, because everyone can do that. No, actually following a real trading process, a real system, something that people can rely on, and showing that live on stream. I think that I've done what I had to do on YouTube. Then I can retire. That's it. Yeah. How many trades do you take per day? I think roughly around, I would say two trades a day, I think. Honestly, you don't need more than that. I really believe that. I think that less is more, okay? I think you can get like 2 high quality setups in a day if you trade multiple sessions. I think in New York, you know, you usually set up, at least from what I'm looking at, like 1 good setup, right? 1 good setup. Why 5 to 100K? Well, I think that's exactly how, that's in my opinion, like, that's like life-changing for people, right? So if you have like 5K and you can turn it into 100K, I think that's life-changing. Like, I think that's something that can really like change the spectrum for someone, right? So if I can do it, then someone else can do that too. So that is the big thing. And keep in mind, I do this live, right, in front of people. So, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of extra variables as well, things that you don't have to do with yourself. So, you know, you have the ultimate proof and the ultimate, hopefully, motivation that if I can do that, that you can do that too, okay? And we managed to turn it now to 21. So we're getting there, right? We're getting there. It was a good call not to go long. Yeah, it was an amazing call to get out of the trade. Because it makes, yeah, you could see it coming. There was no follow through. That's the tricky situation where you're in higher time for resistance. You know that you are, okay? You know that you are. Unfortunately, when this happens, right, when you break out of the fair value here, it didn't really give us any idea, any potential trade regardless. It just tanked immediately. Lorenzo, I'm starting to stream soon. When you started, how did doing it on stream affect your trading? Is there anything I should bear in mind? If you're not convinced about your process yet, your system yet, and you don't have it mapped out to the T, I highly recommend you not to start streaming. All right. And secondary, if you can't handle negativity, then you should never start streaming. All right, King Woods. If you can't deal with that, then you should never start in the first place. Okay, because you can be in a winning streak for 12 trades and lose 3 times in a row after the 12 wins, and you're the worst trader in the world. Yeah, so if you can't deal with that, my friend, then don't start streaming either. Otherwise, if you have that in place, you should start streaming. It's fun. All right, even though we're pushing back down right now at the moment here already, okay, it pretty much shows us right now that the market is indeed trying to shift here a little bit because this hourly candle closed already below. Okay, so that means that pretty much from here onwards, Yeah, longs are pretty much out of the picture for now here. We might be trying to trade towards that low from yesterday, that New York low from yesterday. Okay. So any pullback, any retracement, anything that we're going to get here might be of interest. We're going to tap into the previous daily PUC there. There are going to be levels of interest where we could pull back into and still look for that short bias, because I think most of the volume was definitely traded at the top and not at the bottom. And as long as that happens, it is usually more bearish, because the lesson that we talked about last time, right? The actual longer the consolidation takes place here, the less of a chance that we will be coming down, right? The less of a chance we will continuing down here, because it shifts the volume, it shifts the fair value. But because of this breakout right here, right, any pullback, in my opinion, is still a short. Okay, so I think then you're gonna be good. So I think I'm just gonna wait for the pullbacks to happen here. At some point, we will have to pull back a little bit. It doesn't have to pull back all the way, but we will be having some levels to where we could potentially retrace from. The beautiful thing is, if this continues to drop, okay, even then, it's not really an issue. Because at some point we have to push down, and that means if we do take out that low, okay, and we are indeed quote unquote bearish because we're in higher time frame supply here, and we're getting rejected at higher time frame supply, yeah, it simply means the structure is shifting on the medium, on the intraday too. And then it just makes sense to start looking for any retracement for continuation. So I think it's just a good sign that we're rejected from supply, and that the overall goal is, if supply now is in control, right? And if this is supposed to come down and bring price back down here, I mean, you could go even further than the 4,200, right? You could retest the 4,200. Like, you could trade all the way towards the 4,200 with more profitability. So, you know, when you say, oh, I missed out on this move. Well, if this is the scenario on the higher time frame, the potential scenario that we will probably heading for a much lower target then increases in this area, right? And if it increases, you're going to have opportunities with more confirmation, higher probability, less of a gamble, with a much, still a huge upside potential, okay? Because we're still talking about, roughly speaking, 2,000 pips almost, right? Which is huge. So definitely take that in consideration when you look at the higher time frame right now. And don't be stuck on the lower time frame, because in essence, this is nothing in comparison to if this does play out in full and the bigger move comes to fruition, that you're going to have 10 of those opportunities coming along, but with better confirmation. At the same time, we are getting to that undervaluation now as well, I believe. So let's see if it loads, if we can actually confirm that. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so this is already a beautiful range right now, right? This area right here. Beautiful area. Previous daily point of control sitting right here. New York low sitting right there.
Bring the baseline back around again.
Yeah, overall, you're gonna love this breakout though. It's good. We have a couple of levels to work with. So it's still, even now. 4392 would be nice to chat to buy only if there's a confirmation signal. Yeah, we're still a lot above the point of control of yesterday. But this has definitely shifted the spectrum right now of the fair value a bit down, which is good. I think the VWAP is sitting at 70 right now. Yeah, somewhere around there. Were the warning signs there? Yeah, 100%. Like the warning signs were definitely there that we will be, that we might be pulling back, right? Especially because that diverges. There were a lot of signals, but again, that's why we manage it. Derek, my trading has improved like crazy. Thanks, Lorenzo. For the first time in my trading life, I finally have a system that actually works. Amazing to hear that, man. Derek, my G. Yeah, we're going to open the elite soon. I think it's time, man. I think we're going to do that very, very soon here. The guys in the group, they are watching right now. Hopefully they're enjoying it. The New York session as well now coming along. All right. Loving to see them. Putting in the work every day. Sharing setups every day. Doing their best every day. Finding the right zones. Using the order flow. Love to see that. Absolutely amazing. Amazing work from so many guys in the group here. Learning the order flow too. Love it. Think it's time. I think right now at the moment, any pullback that we're going to see here properly, like retracing back into pretty much the range that we created, right? Kind of like a pullback into that scenario to target those lows, I think is fair, okay? I think it's a fair statement right there. I think that we have a reaction of the point of control, okay? This is obviously where you need to, where I would love to manage the setup right there, right? So I will definitely mark out the previous daily point of control right here, which is sitting at, yeah, I'm just using futures for a second here. 4453 on futures and 4394, 4395 on spot, okay? So I'm definitely looking forward to this, any pullback, any retracement to see if we could look for the continuation. Back down now that we have shifted and we have been consolidating here for a while. Yeah, I do like this. So yeah, we saw that quick flush, but we're finding some support here at the lows, of course. Giving us the pullback or the retracement is, I think, exactly what we need, because I think it aligns perfectly with that low volume node that we talked about right there, right? It's the perfect zone, pretty much. It's so interesting, right, how the market moves. So by the way, with Asia, the only thing that I'm trying to still figure out right now is the volume. It's the volume thing. So like sometimes the volume comes at like 8, 7:30, 7:38, right? So I want to like, okay, we're gonna stream early. Then it didn't come. Now the volume came at 9, right? In the last couple of days, when we traded the gold right here at 9, there was nothing. 9 was pretty much the end of the move. Yeah. So when we saw the breakout, we were like, okay, let's get in. Let's try at least. Because when gold goes, it rips, especially in Asia. How to join the elite? The elite is closed right now. I think I'll let you guys know when we open up again. But we have been closed already for yeah, almost 6 weeks already. Wow, 5 weeks. Were you guys being able to download the free book, by the way? Let me know if you guys were actually able to download the book, or is it still doesn't work? Because I think a lot of guys received it. Some guys messaged me, yo, I received it. So it's not that some people, that no one receives the book, right? It landed in the promotions folder in Gmail. That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you guys have to just try to look in the promotions folder and be patient. Like 30 minutes or something. I don't know why it's so slow lately. I have no idea why. It definitely slowed down. Okay. Keep in mind, around 20,000 people downloaded this book already. 20,000 people. Okay. Have this ebook. And highly recommend you to learn about it if you are interested in learning about the volume profile. You want to learn just why volume works. It's completely free. Do you only use the stealth variation index on the 15? No, we use it on the 5-minute too. Yeah. How can we download the book? The book you can download in the description right there, man. In the description or ebook right there. It's completely free. You don't have to pay for it at all. It's a book that I've written. It took a long time to build. It shows you all the setups. Okay, also some of the setups that you can use. It's kind of like a foundation. It starts with the foundation, right? That's what matters. So as long as you understand the foundation, then we can talk about the actual system after that. And hopefully it gives you some inspiration as well. And it allows you to backtest. It allows you to just get in the market and try it, right? And to start testing the system for the way it is. And then, yeah, you can see why we're doing some things on stream. But of course, the actual system with the order flow and stuff, that's not in here. But the foundation for the volume profile is. Lorenzo, I think strategies are really just excuses to take trades, but what really matters is each trader's mindset and their ability to take losses. What do you think about that? I actually completely agree. Obviously, it is about a strategy because you need to make money, right? You need to execute trades. But I know guys, man, they have a profitable strategy in their hands, and they have it, and they know it all, right? And then somehow, sometimes, they get into that one bad trade. That one bad trade. And that one bad trade ruins everything. Months of work, weeks of work, gone. Okay? Bye-bye. And, you know, that's rough, right? That's rough. So I think your main goal is to put yourself in a position where you can't fuck up. You can rather have 10 stop losses in a row, okay? You can better have 10 stop losses in a row, risking an X amount, than blowing up your account in a single trade. Okay? It's that simple. Sometimes it sounds crazy, like you just don't want to lose because you know you can't accept the loss or you can't accept defeat. So you're gonna hold on to a setup, you're gonna hold on to a trade, which you're going to lose anyways, right? And it gets worse, and it gets from worse to horrendous. And then you blow your account. And then you blow the amount where you could have lost 10 or 15 times in a row. And still build back. Okay? So sometimes it just requires you to make one mistake. You can be right 90% of the time, but if you have that one... Yeah, if you have that one mistake. I know a guy that's also, he was a streamer, right? He was right 95% of the time. But that one time that he was wrong, he blew his account. Yeah, I mean... That is unfortunately the situation, right? And this is something that I had to work my way through. Because I go into these freaking stages too sometimes, right? Where you get into like a bad trade and yeah, life happens. I don't know. Okay. We're moving down, which is good. We're pushing back a little bit. Point of control is still a target. Okay, I would not neglect this area. The 94. Yeah. EJ Digital says, get into some trade. Okay. All right, here you go, man. Done. Because you said so, yeah? Okay, what happened? $150. Okay. Well, I got my my dinner for tonight. Got my dinner for tonight. Obviously, this is something I would never do, right? Clearly. Entering because someone in the chat telling me to do so randomly, right? Like just enter a trade because of the sake of entering a trade. That's not what we do here when we talk about the gold hybrid trading system. We follow a process. We grow our account, right? Our goal is to grow it from 5K to 100K. We're now 21K. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this little Weezer. I don't know how much was that. $130. Okay. Let's give it away. Yes. Let's buy someone in the chat a challenge. Okay. Let's buy someone in the chat a challenge right now. And thank your boy in the chat. Because we're going to use this money for giveaway purposes. Okay. Giveaway purposes. Yes, it could still drop, but I actually don't really care. I trade what I want to trade. I trade my setups. I trade what I want to do. And that is the gold hybrid trading system and nothing else, okay? That's what I want to trade. Finding the best setups for myself. But it did drop. It did come down. But we're going to do this. We're going to create a giveaway right now. Let's do it. And give away that money. I need not that money, but the challenge, I would say. Right, let's give away a challenge. Right here. Heading to the POC, actually. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Let me set it up for you guys, okay? No, but seriously, this is hopefully, let it be a lesson, right? Of course, the market is dropping. It's great. I went short again because the market is bearish, right? Why try to long now? There's no reason to long it. If the market is showing that we are rejecting, it's worth it. Okay. But regardless, if I would continuously do that, I would not make it. I would not make it in this game. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that little scalp and I'm going to turn that little scalp into a giveaway right now. So let's just give away an account. Okay. And how? FundedNext, I guess. Let's do that. Okay. What kind of accounts do you have there? CFDs. Because you guys all trade CFDs, right? Okay. A 15K. What are these different ones? I don't know even what they are. Stellar Light. What is the difference? What is the difference? Honestly, I think it's just a regular one, right? Anyways, we're gonna give away for the FundedNext account right now. Let's do this right here. We just made this money from from the chat, so let's give it back because I don't even want that. I don't even feel that I deserve that. I don't want that because it's not aligned with what I want, right? So therefore, we give it to someone else. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense right here. Okay? I think that's a good way to end the stream. I will do my analysis still after because we have a lot more things to cover. But let's just then do this in the meantime. Right now at the moment here. Okay? I hope it makes sense. You know what? Let's do the analysis quickly beforehand so we can talk about it right now. Okay, we tapped into the point of control. Okay, price is now reaching a major area. I think it will be a very important level to target, right? Now price is reacted to 15-minute drop. We are now getting to the point of control. At some point in time, right, we need to create some sort of pullback scenario where we could potentially get tap back into the fair value or we test the value area, okay, of the day. The longer the consolidation at the bottom, okay, the trickier it gets because the longer the consolidation, the bigger the chance of manipulation, right? So in this case, if we tend to pull back, you know, let's say during London and there is not much consolidation happening, And then I do believe there is a lot more potential for follow through to target those New York lows right there, okay? If the New York lows get taken out and we're continuously trending, okay, at some point we have to test the point of control of yesterday or the value area of yesterday, right? And we'll look for the retracement there. So number one, either we pull back into the value area now and we look for shorts. We break below, right? And we take out the New York lows and we look for the previous daily point of control. We observe where the market is at and if more sellers are willing to step in at the point of control of yesterday, and we'll look for the continuation down. The whole goal right now, pretty much, is for us to see on the 4 hour if we can shift structure, if the daily supply zone is seriously all about it, if we can actually hold and reject there, okay? On the 4 hour time frame, break structure and pull back, create new supply, because that's what you want, right? We want to create a new area of supply right there, preferably there, right? The stronger, the better it's going to be. In case we do create supply, we break down, we pull back, and we look for the continuation sells right there as well. I think regardless of what's happening and what's setting up right now, there are going to be a lot of opportunities if market follows through here. So even if it comes down lower, it is actually not a bad thing at all because it pretty much sets in the larger transition, okay? The larger sweep, the larger potential push further back towards the lows of Friday of the previous week right there as your first major target after this structure has been broken, right? So I see a lot of potential in the next coming days ahead of us right here. If price does decide to pull back, the first step is to watch what happens when you pull back into the value area of today. And yeah, I think the New York session will be good today, okay? So yeah, let's see if we can break down and pull back or pull back, continue. I prefer, right, from a trading perspective, obviously I want to pull back early and continue to sell. But I prefer actually, if you really want to see a shift, price to come down as low as possible right now, then set in the closure on the 4 hour, really set in like a steep bottom. So we actually have a real shift and then trade any pullback for shorts with high conviction, like higher quality setups right there. Okay? Yeah. Why all the good trades out of Asia and Asia get all the losses and the no trades? We had so many trades. All the trades were taken here. All the trades you see here were taken in Asia. All of them. All right? All of them. Okay, cool. Let's do the giveaway then, man. Let's give away and I found the next challenge right here. Let me see how we can set it up right now at the moment. Let's do giveaway. Okay. How do we call this? This is funny. Hybrid. Remove spammers. Done. Reset. Okay, go. Hybrid. The gold hybrid trading system. Hybrid. All right. Let's get you guys in for the giveaway right now. Okay, in FundedNext 15K account, I think. Something around that. Yes. Beautiful, my friends. Okay. Let's choose a winner right now. Okay. Let's choose a winner. In 3, 2, 1. Let's make it happen here. We need our song for that. My friend. System. Is that your name, my friend? System? System? Yeah, System. Where are you, my friend? Can you see it? Are you here? Are you here? Are you still here? Yes, he's still here. All right, got you. Oh, congratulations, man. You won the FundedNext. You won a challenge, a platform challenge. All right, I hope you can work with that. I hope you can pass it and make some money. I really do. I really, really do. Okay. Amazing. Got you, my boy. Okay. Beautiful. All right, guys. So, like I said before, I hope you guys understand what we're looking for. If this is the shift from higher time frame supply, I love it. I would love to see this, because this is always for me the breaker or maker right here. Can we squeeze higher, or will we be able to push down again and squeeze lower? But in order for us to really be confident about the reversal, right? The continuation trades, the momentum trades, I could better say, not the contrarian setups, right? Because this was a clear contrarian setup, okay? The confirmation where we trade with the momentum, with the intraday trend or the lower time frame trend, is when we really start breaking down and we start pulling back into that structure. So the more we do, the better it is. The bigger the chances of us succeeding, because we create supply, okay? And if you create supply on the 4-hour time frame, I am always much more keen, right, to look for the continuation cells right here in this 4-hour zone. And I think it's going to be amazing, because I think that's going to set us up for some really good opportunities back down towards the Friday lows, okay? And if that gets taken out and you actually break down, yeah, you have all those areas right there, and even the big range right there. So the daily supply is a serious zone. I think that we're setting up for something bigger now, and I hope we come down. And I think it's gonna be a money-making trend if you do break it. Okay, so I hope we can, because that gives us some of that momentum we need, and that's where our account really takes off, right? Where we take our 20K to 30K, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Good to see you all then. Thank you for coming along here. For now, like I said, the scenarios are clear, right? The pullback into fair value, the breakdown, and the retracement into the point of control, ordered a low volume node, and simply looking to continuing shorted on the retracements. All right. I think it's pretty clean right now at the moment, right here. Okay. Yes. The lesson from the chat is sometimes we have to follow our rules. In this case, even when I take something against my rules, I rather give it away. I rather give it away. I literally give it to someone else, because I prefer that over anything. Because I'm so committed to my own system, my own processes. And at least you guys got a nice giveaway out of that today on this session. Yes? Explanation mark hybrid. Okay, cool. Download my free book if you want to learn about the volume profile here. Okay. It's a lot of information, a lot of entry confirmations or setups are in there as well. So you can look at it right there. You can learn from it, how it works, why it works, different scenarios, right? A lot of different scenarios that you can learn from, okay? I think it's going to be awesome. If you're new to the volume profile, you can learn on how to set it up for yourself, the settings, everything that you need to know to get started with the tool, the volume profile. It's a completely different way from trading, as most people, look at different ways. We look at the volume profile. We love it so much, and we'll keep working our way around the streams until my goal is reached, okay? Once my goal is reached, I retire. Yeah, once I've reached my goal, of taking this account from a 5 to 100K, I'll retire. I'll retire publicly. Okay? I actually will retire. Yeah. Because I don't have to do this. Okay? I don't have to do this. I love to do this. But I think a good goal, getting to the 100K. Okay? 5 to 100K live on stream, following a process. That should do the work. That should do the job right there. All right, guys. Looking forward to see you tomorrow. And we're going to take some rest. I'm going to get back to the New York session again with the group today. Okay? Privately with the elite probably today. So, yeah. Anyways, guys. Looking forward to see you tomorrow again. Okay? Now that we have that confirmation of today, maybe that can lead to some continuation tomorrow, which hopefully will set us up for some really nice clean setups to end the week really well. Right there, okay? From my side, my nose is still stuck. I need to go boxing later as well, so I need some rest right now. Before the London session, I open my phone, see where we are, and then maybe keep you guys updated in Telegram, and then get to the New York session again with the group, okay? I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. Again, a little bit earlier, I think is better, because the fact that if we are coming earlier, we kind of can see which move is going to be the move. Is it going to be the move at 8 or 9? You never know. You never know, all right? It's hard to predict the volume with the Asian session. It's easy in New York. It's hard in Asia to know exactly when the big move comes in. Yeah? Okay. Perfect, my friends. Love you all. And we're going to do another giveaway later on. All right? Don't worry about that one.
All that was missing.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
All that was missing. You.
Yo, love you guys. See you guys later, man. All right. Peace out. Peace out. Much love. Ciao. Ciao. See you tomorrow.